Hey there, soap fans. Let's kick things off with Friday, August 28th, because we are getting a highly anticipated reunion between two absolute legacy legends, Jack Devereaux and Steve Johnson. Can you believe it? The Johnson-Devereaux brothers are finally sitting down to catch up, and you just know they have a mountain of trauma and drama to unpack. These two have been through hell and back together over the decades. From Jack's early days of being the town pariah, to Steve always trying to pull his brother back into the light, their dynamic is pure soap opera gold. Right now, Steve is dealing with the absolute nightmare of EJ DiMera's criminal cover-ups, while Jack has been carrying the heavy, soul-crushing grief of Abigail's death. Seeing them share the screen again is going to be incredibly emotional. But here's the kicker. Jack isn't just passing through Salem this time. He is planning to stick around for a while, and his main motivation is going to raise a few eyebrows. Jack wants to spend some serious quality time with Gwen Rizczech. Yes, you heard me right. He is determined to do some father-daughter bonding. Now, let's be real for a second. Gwen is a profoundly broken character. A lot of fans absolutely despise her for what she did to Abigail and Laura, but I actually think she is one of the most tragic figures on the show. She is a chaotic manipulator, sure, but all her toxic schemes stem from a desperate, agonizing need for a father's love. Love that Jack denied her for her entire childhood. Jack knows he failed her, and now that Gwen is incredibly wealthy from her divorce settlement with Dimitri, she doesn't need his money. She needs his presence. I think Jack staying in Salem to actively fight for a relationship with Gwen is exactly the kind of redemption arc he needs. But will Gwen let her guard down? Or will she just use him in her ongoing war against EJ? Speaking of that war, Steve has a massive hidden agenda during this brotherly catch-up. He is going to talk to Jack about Kayla, and more specifically about the hospital. Steve is heavily pushing for Gwen to buy University Hospital. That's crazy. Think about the power shift this would cause. EJ has been desperately trying to maintain control of the hospital to protect Dr. Rolf's failing Versavix lab and cover up the Coruscant drug disaster. If Gwen buys the hospital, Kayla gets her sanctuary back and EJ loses his fortress. Remember a few weeks ago when EJ viciously threatened Gwen to back off the hospital purchase? Steve knows that Gwen has the DiMera money to pull this off, and he is hoping Jack can influence her to make the ultimate power move. It is a brilliant strategy, but it puts Gwen right in the crosshairs of a very desperate, very dangerous EJ DiMera. And speaking of EJ, the DiMera patriarch is spiraling completely out of control. On Friday, EJ is going to ruthlessly grill his brother Chad about their late father, Stefano DiMera's mysterious chess set. Amazing. We have been obsessing over this chess set for weeks. Chad and Belle have been secretly investigating the hidden compartments, the missing pawn piece, and that cryptic 1,000 lira note. EJ is no fool. He knows Chad is digging into Stefano's final secrets, and EJ is absolutely terrified that Stefano left the true keys to the kingdom to someone else. EJ is currently wearing Stefano's ring and acting like the ultimate mob boss, but deep down, he is deeply insecure. He wants to control the narrative. I think EJ suspects that the missing pawn is a trigger for one of Stefano's old brainwashed sleeper agent. Remember the mind control chips from a decade ago? EJ wants to find that weapon before Chad does. The tension between these two brothers is going to be explosive. Chad has the moral high ground, but EJ has the sheer ruthlessness. Now, let's pivot to the most heartbreaking storyline of the week. Sarah Horton is going to share a highly emotional moment with her ex-husband Xander Cook. You guys, my heart is breaking for Xander. He has officially lost the Kiriaki's house. The fallout from the Titan loan buyout by A are how wealth has completely decimated his life. Gabby's inheritance money wasn't enough. Philip is panicking, and Xander is bearing the absolute brunt of the guilt. He blames himself entirely for losing Victor's legacy. Xander has spent years trying to prove he is worthy of the Kiriaki's name, fighting tooth and nail to be a better man for Sarah and their daughter Victoria. And now, he feels like a complete and utter failure, and you won't believe what happens next. The absolute gut punch comes when Sarah informs Xander that she and baby Victoria are officially moving in with Brady Black. Ouch. That is a lethal blow. Xander despises Brady, and having his mortal enemy play house with his true love and his daughter is Xander's worst nightmare. But here's the most shocking plot twist of all. Xander does not lose his temper. When Sarah drops this nuclear bomb on him, Xander remains incredibly polite and composed, even though he is demonstrably, visibly devastated. You have to give Xander his flowers here. The old Xander would have flipped a table, threatened Brady's life, and gone on a drunken bender. This shows massive, monumental character growth. But honestly, I think Xander's calm reaction is a ticking time bomb. It is the eerie calm before a catastrophic storm. And I have to call out Sarah here. A lot of fans think Sarah's just trying to move on and find stability with Brady, but I actually think she is being incredibly toxic. She is exchanging I love yous with Brady, but she is magnetically, undeniably drawn to Xander's dark side. She secretly used Xander to investigate EJ's drug ring behind Brady's back. She is playing with fire. By moving in with Brady while still harboring deep, passionate feelings for Xander, she is setting both men up for a devastating heartbreak. Xander's polite facade is going to crack, and when it does, the fallout will be legendary. Across town, the drama is heating up at the Brady pub. The legendary Kate Roberts is going to ask Arianna Horton for a huge favor. Let's set the stage here. Ari recently moved into the pub to get away from her mother, Gabby, after discovering Gabby bribed Liam to leave Salem. Meanwhile, Kate's marriage to Roman is hanging by a thread because she finally confessed to masterminding the bogus Titan lawsuit against Johnny DiMera. Roman is furious and giving Kate the ultimate cold shoulder. So, what on earth does Kate want from Ari? Spoilers hint that Ari was eavesdropping on someone recently. Did Ari overhear Kate scheming? We all know Kate is a manipulative genius with razor-sharp survival instincts. If Kate knows that Ari heard something she shouldn't have, this favor is likely a thinly veiled bribe or a threat to keep Ari quiet. Kate desperately needs to keep this secret from Roman, or her marriage is officially over. Watching the veteran Kate spar with a young, fiery Ari is going to be fantastic television. Finally, we wrap up the week with a deeply emotional moment between Marlena Evans and her daughter, Belle Black. Marlena is going to give Belle a very special, highly sentimental keepsake. Given everything that is going on with the anniversary of John Black's death, this scene is guaranteed to be a tearjerker. But in the world of Days of Our Lives, nothing is ever just a sweet family moment. I strongly predict that this keepsake is directly tied to the Stefano chess set mystery. John Black's original identity in Salem back in 1986 was the Pawn. Stefano tortured John and Marlena for decades using that moniker. If Belle and Chad are looking for the missing pawn piece, what are the odds that Marlena has had it this entire time, disguised as an innocent keepsake? Or perhaps the keepsake holds a hidden microchip or a map to Stefano's ultimate endgame. Marlena handing this over to Belle might be the catalyst that blows this entire mystery wide open. The stakes have literally never been higher, you guys. We are looking at a week where family legacies are being ripped apart and ancient secrets are coming back to haunt the next generation. Will Jack be able to save Gwen from herself before EJ destroys her? Will Chad outsmart EJ in the ultimate DiMera chess match? And how long can Xander suppress his rage before he completely obliterates Brady and Sarah's new happy home? I cannot wait to see how all of this plays out on our screens. The writers are setting up some masterful collisions for the fall, and every single scene feels loaded with decades of history. Make sure you tune in this Friday, because you do not want to miss a single second of this drama.